Hi, this is Zach Meir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 12th of April. Starting off with the FTSE 100 as usual, and here we're right on the line there, that February resistance line, that was around 78.40, 78.50, and end of day close above that, and that opens up not only a retest of the best levels of the year to date through 8,000, which most people thought was never going to happen, but also up to the top of that rising trend channel from September, as high as 8,200 plus by the end of next month. So pretty impressive stuff there if we can get through that 78.50 zone. On the downside, you've got the 50-day moving average around 77.50, which would be the first support, hard support, the initial April lows around 76.30, which ties in with the resistance on the way down. Not looking for anything lower than that at the moment. Onto the DAX, which has been less of a rocky ride than the FTSE. Here we've had unfilled gaps to the upside, both at the end of last month and recently, just in the last, this week rather, and looking for the top of that rising trend channel from September as high as 16,400 by the end of next month. If we're really lucky, by the end of this month, you can see a nice recovery pattern that we've had. Downside at the moment, no lower than the 50-day moving average at 15,300, especially given the way that the RSI is around the 60 level, which still leaves gas in the tank. Onto the Dow, and here we've got a situation where it's remarkably stable, given the recent price action that we've had. So holding and just breaking out of that bull flag that we've had to start April. 50-day moving average still falling, so that still means there's a risk of a setback maybe towards the 200-day line around 32,400, but at this stage not really anticipating anything worse than the 50-day line as support. The key thing is to break that one-year resistance line around 34,000, and then that would open up the possibility of a move towards 36,500 at the top of last year's trend channel, and which would also retest that initial 2022 peak. But in the meantime, just looking at 34,000 while we're above the 33,000 area. Onto Bitcoin, which was in celebratory mode yesterday after hitting 30,000, and here was obviously cooling off a bit today, but we're still above the old resistance area, 29,000. The longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move up to 32,000 by the end of this month. Below 29,000, then would just get us back into that range that we had based at 26,400, which we had for much of last month and going into this month. Onto the stocks, and Caracal Gold, the first contender here, looking much better than it has in the recent past. We've got the shares rising above a rising 50-day moving average. We've had bounces, a couple of bounces off the neutral RSI 50 level. Looks as though 0.45, which was our initial target, should be done hopefully in the next couple of days, and after that we've got the chance of as high as 0.6 pence at a January resistance line projection by the end of next month. Only back below 0.35 recent support, really delaying the upside scenario. Onto a stock which has been a bit of a tough cookie over the recent past, Immupharma, but here we've broken the 50-day moving average in that line of resistance from January. That's around the 2.1 pence area, and above that we're looking for as high as 3.5 pence by the end of next month, on the assumption that the shares have finally turned. We had bullish divergence back in December, which helped steady the ship, and we've got an RSI uptrend line in place since March, which has been multi-tested, so that does suggest that things are finally on the move, especially while we remain above the 2 pence zone. Great announcement today from Invinity, and here we've got a situation where the shares have copied Immupharma in a way. We've broken the recent downtrend line, in this case from December, and the 50-day line at 24 pence, 34 pence rather, and above that we're looking for 50 pence at the top of that broadening triangle from December. Hopefully we'll see that 50 pence target by the end of next month. Moving on to Mosman, which continues to rehabilitate itself after the recent fundraise. Shares hopefully heading towards that resistance line projection from May last year at 0.11, retesting October resistance. That's valid while we hold above the 200-day line around 0.06 pence. Next stock is Oxford Cannabinoid, and here we've got a decent recovery, which is based above the 50-day moving average, the rising 50-day line, That's around the 1 pence level. While we're above that, looking for the shares to hit the top of that rising trend channel from January, as high as 1.7 pence. Next situation is SolGold, and here encouragement in the form of a break above the 200-day moving average, which we had basically start April. Above that 200-day line around 18 pence, we're looking for 28 pence at the top of that rising trend channel from September. Hopefully we'll hit that by the end of next month, or perhaps even sooner. Scancell is next, and on this occasion we're enjoying the way that we've got the shares bouncing after a bear trap from below the rising 50-day moving average at 17 pence. Above that, we're looking for the top of that rising trend channel from February last year, as high as 28 pence, to be hit by the end of next month. Bit of a bottom fishing situation here with Shield. Here on the basis of obviously the big candle that we've had today, bear trap rebound from below the January support there around 6.1 pence, and above that looking for as high as 8 pence by the end of next month, perhaps even more. But let's go for 8 pence first, especially as that's where the 200-day moving average currently lies. Great recovery from technology minerals. Great news today as well. We had our target around the 2.3 pence level. That's been blown out of the water, as indeed was the first target, around 1 3/4. So that's full marks there. And above 2.3 pence, looking for as high as 3.5 pence by the end of next month, which is a June resistance line projection. People getting quite excited about Tekcapital, as I think it's a foray into the AI space. Here we've had a rebound off the floor of a broadening triangle from January, breaking through the 50-day moving average there around 17 pence, and breaking back above the floor of that gap down that we had last month, above 17 pence, looking for 26 pence by the end of next month. Well, the prize for one of the more horrible situations of the recent past was and is probably Tremor International. Here, though, we've got bullish divergence now. We've broken neckline resistance around £2.20, and above that looking for, I suppose, a return to the 240, 250 area, which was the previous support on the way down. And hopefully we'll get that by the end of this month. Maybe 260 is the best case scenario on that situation while we're above 220. Finishing off with United Oil and Gas, and here the situation is that we're looking for the shares to hit our first target around 2.1 pence, which is close to that, so hopefully that'll happen by the end of the week. Above 2.1, looking for 3.4 by the end of next month, on the basis that there's been a proper turnaround here. The first time we've been properly above the 200-day moving average since July last year, so looking pretty impressive there. The longer we stay above that 200-day line around 1.6 pence. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.